Hey yo, peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece, man, and you are tuned in to Just the Thought, man. The show that, brand new show that I've created, man. I want to be able to share my experiences, being able to share my life, being able to share some of the stuff that I've experienced in my life, like I said. And so today we're going to be talking about parenting in your environment, all right? So y'all stay tuned, and we're going to be right back, all right? Hey yo, peace and blessings, and I want to share my experiences with you. If I had to put my life in one word, I would have to say ridiculous, man. From growing up in one of the worst neighborhoods in St. Louis, Missouri, launching a successful music career, recording with some of the top names in the industry, and launching my own clothing line, traveling the world, discovering the power behind yoga and meditation, and how it can heal the mind as well as the body. So tune in to my show, Just the Thought. Follow the story, like the page, subscribe. Let's write the rest of the story that you've always dreamed of. Peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece. See you soon. Hey yo, peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece, man. And like I said, you are back here at Just the Thought, right? So like I open this show up all the time, man, I like to be able to show on the wall here. I got local artists in the community in the local Waukegan, Illinois area that have done all this art, man. And man, if you're interested in being able to purchase some of this art, being able to get some of this art, please contact me. And let me know, and I'll hook you up with the artist so you guys can be able to get acquainted and get everything going. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, today we are here and we are going to be talking about parenting in our environments, right? So, excuse me. Most of the time, man, we grow up, our parents are really just giving us exactly what it is that they know. You know what I'm saying? They come from a broken environment, or they come from this type of thing where it's like racism, they deal with racism. So a lot of the times it gets handed right back down to the child. I remember when I grew up, I used to have the experience in St. Louis, Missouri. I never saw white kids, saw different colored kids until I got transferred into this program called the desegregation program, right? So in this program, it was shipping kids that were from the inner city to county schools. And what I mean by that, sorry about these with the technical difficulties, but what I mean by this is that they were shipping kids that lived in the inner city to schools with white children. And so I went to one of these schools, and it was like my first time being able to have interaction with white Chinese or any type of children that was outside of my environment, because I only grew up with black kids. Most of the stuff that I seen growing up, in my environment was definitely not the same things that those kids were experiencing in their environments. I remember talking to one of my friends one night, and it was probably about 6, 7 o'clock at night. We were sitting around, we were all talking. And then I'm walking home, I hear gunshots going off, and then all of a sudden, when I wake up the next morning, my friend was dead at 11 years old. And I remember that like it was yesterday, because it was very traumatic for me, you know what I'm saying? I had never experienced that, and then as I got older, living in the place that I lived in, it became more and more normal for me to see death all the time. It just became a more normal cycle to see death, and when somebody died, it was so numb to the feeling, because the feeling was so just normal that it became a thing like, dang, and you just keep on moving. It was never no mourning cycle about it. You would never be mourning about it, because when you grow up in these type of environments, it just becomes normal. And the fact that death can become so normalized to the fact that you become numb to it and don't even realize what it is, it's a problem. And so what we end up doing is we end up growing up and with those same type of mindsets and that same type of behavior, we give it to our children. and then our children just become numb to it, and each generation becomes more and more numb to it, based off of the simple fact that it just gets worse and worse. It gets worse and worse. We just become more and more numb to it, and more killing happening, and it's just like it's normal because it's being passed down from generation to generation to generation. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a real bad cycle that's going on. So, but I do it like I do all the time, man. I went and found me a video that could be able to just like, give you a little bit more insight about how parenting in your environment affects us, and how it affects different people throughout their life. So check out this video, and we'll.
Racism and mental health are connected in many ways. This video will discuss the impact on people and communities who are targets of racism. Around the world, Black, Indigenous, and people of color are the target of prejudice, systemic discrimination, microaggressions, and physical acts of violence due to the color of their skin. Experiences of racism not only cause distress in the moment, but can also lead to mental health issues that become more severe with each experience. Let's review some of the immediate and long-term effects of racism. During and immediately after experiencing racism, the fight-or-flight nervous system response may be activated. This survival response prepares people to respond to threats in the environment and can include anxiety or stress, a faster heartbeat, sweating, nausea, and racing thoughts. People can also experience sadness, anger, and have a lowered sense of self-worth and confidence. Over time, the cumulative effect of racism can cause chronic stress and a heightened stress response, poor overall mental health, and physical health issues. Experiencing racism can contribute or lead to symptoms of depression, anxiety, and PTSD. It can also cause hypertension and other cardiovascular problems, relationship difficulties, trouble with school or work performance, and an overall reduced sense of well-being. People do not have to be the direct target of interpersonal acts of racism to experience its harmful effects. Research shows that being a part of a marginalized group in and of itself is a source of stress. Witnessing oppression or violence towards individuals from one's community can cause vicarious trauma and even symptoms associated with post-traumatic stress disorder. This is often widespread after instances of racist violence make national headlines. The economic and emotional impact of dehumanization and victimization can be passed down over generations. The ripple effects of history are still impacting many people in the present day. People from marginalized communities are not only more likely to experience mental health issues due to social determinants and institutionalized racism, they are less likely to have access to treatment for their concerns. It's clear that increasing access to mental health care is vital to promote the health and wellness of everyone. So, how do we make changes? No one individual alone can be responsible for effecting change. Positive change and healing requires a conscious effort from everyone. When it comes to such a widespread and ingrained problem such as racism, making a positive change requires us all to be a part of the solution. We all greatly benefit when the lives of everyone are valued and people can live out their full potential. We must educate ourselves on the history of racism and unlearn many things that are presented as truth by the dominant culture. Take initiative and do research. There are many books, websites, training, and other resources to help you on your journey. Don't place the burden of the time and emotional labor of this education on already burdened people from marginalized communities. When you see acts of racism, call it out and call people in to have meaningful conversations about the impact of their words and actions. Let's all work together to support mental health for all and make our world a more equitable and inclusive place.
Yeah, man. So You know, just like she said, it's taken from it's given from generation to generation because it's a fixed mindset. Some of the things that we could be able to do to be able to change this fixed mindset, like I talk about all the time, is yoga, meditation, the way that we change, the way that we're eating, the way that we're changing, the way that we're thinking, the way that we're changing, the way that we're washing our clothes, cleaning our food, just the things that we're putting inside of our bodies. It increases our anxiety because of all the past trauma. Sometimes we don't know how much of an effect that past trauma just plays on our life. It's moving forward. That's the problem for people. And when you learn how to be able to move forward, you're killing generations. You're healing another generation. You're healing another generation to be able to come after you, to be able to actually know what it's like to have and live a happy and abundant life. Because happy and abundance is for all of us. That's what the Most High made us for. The Most High made us to all be abundant. When we get past our past and what people have done to us, don't get it twisted. Acknowledgement of what has been done to us in the past is absolutely understandable. But to dwell on it and live in it and stay stuck there is the thing that's stopping us from being able to heal. And this is a healing process. We have to go to the point of healing now because all the other stuff doesn't work. See, what happens in this environment is that not only do you encounter the hate, but what happens is that you can actually become what you end up hating. So you can hate somebody so much that you end up becoming it. And then you become it so much that you hate it internally inside of your own race. And so for me, healing generations is healing us from being able to kill each other. We haven't even gotten to the point where we talk about what it is that we do to each other. But that's a whole nother show and a whole nother conversation. But being able to elevate our minds and being able to get past that childhood trauma is what's going to be able to help us be able to elevate. But give me a second, man. I'm going to come right back with y'all. And we're going to play another commercial, all right? Nah, guys, it's more than a shoe. It's your own you.
When you rise above expectations, your purpose becomes more demanding. And as your journey continues, you'll eventually rise until you reach the apex. Be the vessel. Live
So
free.
yo, man,
Free.
let me make sure I'm pausing this, having a look. So, like I was saying before we left off, man, a lot of our problems just come from our past. But what we can do to be able to move forward is just start being able to support each other. A lot of the times what happens is that people get so fixed in the parenting that they're doing that they don't even want to take advice. I don't know everything as a parent. I don't know what it's like. I just know what it was like growing up in my environment. What I knew growing up in my environment is that it became normal to me just seeing things that when I talked to other kids that were my age from different places, that it wasn't normal. And I realized that I've numbed myself so much that I didn't feel anything. And when you do that as an adult, when you do that as a kid, you take that into your life as an adult, and you can't even have healthy relationships with people. Because the thing that you're looking for is you're looking for something to go bad. You know it's going to go bad because of where you're from. Nothing ever ends up good. So it's too good to be true that something is happening to you that could be actually really good. It's actually a problem because you're going to find a problem inside of it because there's problems that's that hasn't been dealt with internally. You haven't fixed that child that's inside of you. You haven't fixed the part of you that needs the most healing. It's the person that you're choosing to be able to hide and put them to the side. Most of us as parents, I know my mom, my dad, and my grandmother, and everybody that was in my family, man, all they did was really try their best to be able to give me exactly what it was that they felt like I needed. And they was giving me something that was given to them that they thought were the most important pieces. That's why each generation is supposed to get better. You know, as parents, we're supposed to get better. We're not supposed to get worse. We're supposed to get better. We have to teach our kids. If we've had a generation of children that have been growing up and that have been financially challenged, then maybe we should start teaching more wealth in our community and quit complaining about what's going on and saying that people are doing this to us and this to us, when in reality we have the opportunity to be able to change every day and every second and every minute. Just like that. It's the accountability level. Do I know that where I come from, that it's a disadvantage? It's absolutely a disadvantage where I come from. But that where I come from isn't who I am, and where I'm going is just, it's two different places. So you have to choose what part of this life that you want to be able to play in. You got to choose if you want to be stuck in the place of quote unquote being a victim, or you can be able to be like, you know what, this is what it made me, and this is what it pushed me to become. You know what I'm saying? And realize that in the end, we all just blessed, man. We blessed to be able to be here. We blessed to be able to have another day, to be able to have another opportunity at all times. So, you know what I'm saying? This is, it's just always an amazing opportunity to grow and to have a different perspective on life. I mean, you're not going to feel about life the way last year or this year the same way you felt about it last year. It's just not real. That's what it's called. It's called evolution. That's why you grow. That's why you try to be able to challenge yourself to be able to go from whatever level it is that you need to go to. You know what I'm saying? So that's just another thought. Join me next week when we'll be talking about relationships. So just like it started from parenting in our environment, now it leads into relationships. How does that transition to the relationships? What happens is that we become what we are and what we believe, and what our environment shapes us to be. It's like I said earlier, you don't believe anything good can happen to you because of where you're from. Good stuff don't happen to people like that. But I'm here to tell you that good things do happen to people like you. And all you got to do is believe in it and keep on pushing and keep on going to the next level. All right? So, till we meet again, man. Like I said, this is the boy Jarmel Reece, and this is Just a Thought. And man, I'm gonna leave y'all today with a video today, man. One of my songs from back in the day. It ain't even back in the day, not too long. My man Minister Gary passed away, bless his soul. We did this video out in LA. Also, we did some parts in St. Louis, Missouri. And man, it's called Blessed Up, because that's what we are, Lord. We blessed up, man. Till the next time, peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece, in real life, not in fake life, because they just faking about their life. If you haven't already, subscribe. If you're not, you joining the Facebook page, man, you can leave me some stars. If you on YouTube, you can leave me a little money or whatever. Man, I show the love. Everything goes right back into the show, so we could be able to make it a bigger and better show. All right. And like I said, man, we are blessed up. Peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece. Yeah, it's what it feel like, man. It's what it feel like to be a champion. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Before I hit the streets, I get prayed up. Glad today that I woke up. Headlines, they make up. They small size like an A cup. They make up just anything. Sell y'all like anything. Tell y'all like anything. So don't believe these human beings. My mind changed, my time came. My time came, my mind changed. Run this one for the land, y'all. Kinda like I'm LeBron James, but I'm ballin' on another level. You should see my whip is tinted. It's a new edition. You'll swear to God that Michael Bivens was in it. See my team, we just go get it. Go so hard just to win that penny. If I like it, I'm just gon' get it. Can't waste my time out here trying to rent it. Boy, I'm standing here for a purpose. So tell me what's your purpose. You better find your purpose before you leave this house. I'm about to hit the mall. I'm about to get my kids. We about to copy now. My mama say I'm blessed. My daddy say I'm blessed. My hood say I'm blessed. And right now I'm in my best. I'm blessed, got paid. I'm about to hit the mall. I'm about to get my kids. We about to copy now. My mama say I'm blessed. My daddy say I'm blessed. My hood say I'm blessed. Right now I'm in my best. Hey yo, even though I'm blessed, what's that? I ain't ran from no sin. I've been around, I get around. I've been in places y'all been. I smashed out on them chicks. I've been around them bricks. I sold weed, I smoked weed. I've been around to tell this. I've been to jail, I bailed out. I went to jail and bailed back. I'm giving y'all my real life, and they giving y'all fake raps. I come around, they fake smile, they giving me fake daps. They say they from that real hood. Where they do that? Never mind. They ain't never gon' take mine. These record labels, they coming for me. I'm independent like Tech 9. I own my own master, cause I'm my own master. You slave rappers don't own nothing. You better call y'all masters and tell them the king is back. Tell them the king is back. I ran around this whole city with my whole city on my back. Now shout out to my A1s, shout out to my day ones. I face all, don't fear none, don't play dumb. I just got paid. I'm about to hit the mall. I'm about to get my kids. We about to copy now. My mama say I'm blessed. My daddy say I'm blessed. My hood say I'm blessed. And right now I'm in my best. I just got paid. I'm about to hit the mall. I'm about to get my kids. We about to copy now. My mama say I'm blessed. My daddy say I'm blessed. My hood say I'm blessed. And right now I'm in my best. I'm blessed.
Hey, this what it feel like when you achieve cold-blooded excellence. Hey G, what up, man? I see you smiling. Yeah. Jay, what's up, baby? JQ, S Mill, Young Poop, Polo, 3D, I see you, man. Whole north side, know what I'm talking about? We blessed, man. We on a whole nother level, know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Hey, them boys up south don't really feel this one, you know what I'm talking about? Hey, and them boys up north, man, up east, you know what I'm talking about? Y'all really don't feel this one too, man. Hey, shout out to them cats up west, man. Hey, when you riding in your little low riders or whatever, you just ride, man. Just let that sun hit your skin, baby, and feel blessed. To all my beautiful black queens, you know what I'm talking about? You blessed, baby. Blessed ain't just a word, man, it's a way of life. Waking up is a blessing. Ain't not materialistic. You dig? It's the boy Jarmel Reece in real life, not in fake life, you know what I'm saying? Cause they just faking with their life, you know what I'm talking about?